Hey guys, it's Pages and Ink, and I wanted to give you my March wrap-up. Also, I will be talking about, after I tell you guys the books that I read in March, I want to show you guys the goodies I got in my trip from St. Augustine this past weekend, because I got some really cool stuff. Warning, none of it is actually book-related, but if you still want to stick around for that, thumbs up. If not, no hard feelings. So to start off, obviously the first 3 books that I read in the month of March are the Infernal Devices series by Cassandra Clare. If you guys haven't picked up the series or don't know what the series is about, it is the prequel to Cassandra Clare's The Mortal Instruments series, which you don't have to read in order to read this, and you don't have to read this in order to read the Mortal Instruments series, because even though they are set in the same world, it's a different plot, and they do not intersect at all, because this book series is actually taking place in the 1870s in London, England, and not in like the 2000s in New York City, USA. Yeah. So these books are about the journey of a girl named Tessa Gray from New York to London, England, in search of her brother Nathaniel. When she gets to London, she is picked up by 2 women who call themselves the Dark Sisters and rushed into a carriage with an Ouroboros, which usually has 1 snake, but this one has 2, and they are eating each other's tails in a circle. And that is a symbol for the Pandemonium Club, which is important, so remember that. Tessa's taken to their house, she thinks, in order to find her brother, who the Dark Sisters claim that they work for, or with. And it turns out that they're actually there to train her to use her shape-shifting powers, and to prepare her for her marriage to a man called the Magister. She is rescued from that house by a boy named William Herondale, who is actually a Nephilim, or the offspring of man and angels who call themselves shadow hunters. And he takes her to a place called the London Institute, which, if you guys have read the Mortal Instruments, know what an institute is, and shadow hunters, and Nephilim, and downworlders, and all that good stuff. So they take her there, and they help her search for her brother Nathaniel, and they investigate, because the last time he was seen, he was working for a man named Axel Mortman. Yeah. So it's her journey not only actually to find her brother, but to discover how she came to be, because shapeshifters of her kind, ones that can actually grasp and can hear the thoughts of the people that they turn into, that's a unique gift that no one in this world has ever heard of before. So she's trying to find out what she is, where she came from, how she came to be, as well as find her brother Nathaniel. And that is actually how the series starts off in Clockwork Angel, but as obviously the plot evolves as it gets into Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess. This book is a historical fiction. It's supernatural, fantasy, and this isn't a genre, but it has quite a bit of steampunk in it. So if you're interested in steampunk, check it out, because it's got some pretty cool stuff. There's an inventor in the story. His name is Henry Branwell, and he invents some pretty cool stuff. Everyone kind of thinks he's nuts, but who doesn't think somebody who tinkers with things all day is nuts? And he actually invents things that you see in the Mortal Instruments series, so you got to read about him here, because he is a pretty cool guy. Chill down here. And the next book that I read in the month of March, which actually I've seen quite a bit on Tumblr and decided to pick up, so hopefully you guys have heard something about this book, but Angel's Fall by Susan E. This book is a wonderful book. It is so well written, it is dark, it is nothing like this pretty cover, because it is a dark world. It is a post-apocalyptic world where the apocalypse is brought upon by angels. Yeah. It starts off with a girl named Henrin, her sister Paige, and their mother trying to escape their city in order to find someplace better off in a post-apocalyptic world. They come across an angel named Rafi, who is being attacked by 4 other angels, and has his wings cut off. She helps to, make the angels go away. She protects him by throwing him his sword, and in revenge, one of the angels grab her sister Paige and take her to the angel headquarters in San Francisco, California. So, Paige makes a deal with Rafi where she will take his wings and take care of them and deliver the wings and him to the headquarters, the angel headquarters, in order for his wings to get sewn back on in exchange for his help to find said headquarters and to save her sister Paige. So this book is just awesome. I was never bored. The characters are great. Their relationship, Penryn and Rafi, is so good. You don't care what kind of relationship it develops into as long as they're together, because they have such an awesome dynamic together. They could be friends, they could be interested in each other, they could just be acquainted. It doesn't matter. Their dynamic together is great in this book. The world is well developed. You can see everything. And there's more than just angels lurking around the world. There's also these little tiny shadow creatures that Penryn and Rafi call low demons. And there's quite a bit. A post-apocalyptic world is science fiction in and of itself, but this has some experimental science fiction-y stuff in it too, so that is pretty cool. This is a great book. It got 5 out of 5 stars. I have a review on Goodreads and on my blog, so please check out this book because it is great. I recommend it to anyone that loves sci-fi and angels and just anyone that likes to read young adult fiction, because this is such a look at this cover. Look at it. Yeah. The last book that I read this month I want to show you, but I don't actually have the cover up on my Nook because I archived it. I wanted it off my Nook because I thought this book was so awfully boring. I got a 2 out of 5 stars. I have a review for that on my Goodreads and on my blog, and it is called Incarnate by Jodi Meadows. Incarnate has this beautiful cover with this pretty girl, and she has butterfly wings over her eyes, and it's like a masquerade mask looking thing, and it's beautiful, but the book is so disappointingly boring. Hardly anything happens at the beginning except she's attacked twice by shadow burning creatures called Sylph, and she almost drowns in a lake, and she's saved by a boy named Sam. The main character's name is Anna. She is a new soul, but she believes she's a no soul. In a world where all the souls have been reincarnated dozens and thousands of times, reincarnated, there has been no new soul since the beginning of their world. She's the first new soul and the only new soul that they know of, and she wants to travel to the town of Heart to discover what she is. I thought that whole thing would be so interesting, but it's so boring. She spends 2 weeks in a cabin with Sam. Nothing happens between them at all. She just sits in this chair and he reads to her and there's music and you would think it was cute, but it's really, really boring. Their dynamic is so off. It's like something is keeping them from being together, but it's not interesting. It's not at all. It's so boring because you're like, just kiss already, and they're like, no, I can't, and it's just like, Stop. The only interesting things I found in this book are the attacks. There's also dragons in it toward the end of the book and kind of in the middle. There is a white wall that is warm like human flesh and has a heartbeat. Yeah. There is a tower with no door and a masquerade. So those are the only things that kept me reading enough to give it a 2 out of 5 stars. If I didn't finish it, it would have gotten a 1. But I managed to because of this. Because that's what made it interesting. I don't recommend this book really to anybody, but if it does sound interesting to you, I guess check it out. Maybe you'll like it, because I didn't. But I'm a high fantasy, dystopian kind of girl who isn't all that big on romance, except there was 25% romance in this book. So, up to you. Alright, I want to show you guys the stuff I got from St. Augustine, Florida. If you guys don't know what St. Augustine, Florida is, it is the oldest city in the state of Florida, and that is where the supposed Fountain of Youth is located, is also where there's a Spanish fort called the Castillo de San Marcos, and it's an old town, and there's like a bunch of cute little boutique shops and other little shops. The two that I bought stuff from that I'm going to show you is Bath Junkie and Earthbound Trading. And so, okay, Bath Junkie is a place, obviously, where you can, buy bath stuff. And actually, you can make your own scents and pick what kind of thing you want to make. You can make candles, you can make shampoo, you can make bubble bath, you can make perfume and body spray and cologne. You can make anything bath related, and it is so cool. Although I don't think you can make soap, but they do have some pretty nice soap. What I did was I made Sparkle Splash, which is like a body wash with some awesome sparkles in it, and bubble bath. So my Sparkle Splash is warm vanilla, sugar, and strawberry, and it's got sparkles in it. You cannot see it at all. And my bubble bath is blush, peony, and sweet rain, and they smell so good. Can't wait to use them. From Earthbound Trading, I got these beautiful earrings. And my favorite thing out of the whole shopping trip thing is this. My Masquerade Venetian mask thing. It's not only just like a mask, but it's got metal, the metal, really detailed, intricate parts to it. It's actually two swans. I don't know if you can see them. There's one head here, and another one over here. And it's got a bunch of crystals in it, and it's blue and gold, and it's gorgeous. I mean, I cannot show you guys the depth of this beautiful thing. Or not depth, it sounds like such a weird word, but just how pretty this thing actually is. My camera does not do it justice. Alright, well, that's all I wanted to show you guys. Please ignore my stupid moments because I do not edit these well yet. I'm still getting the hang of the whole thing in general, so sorry. Yeah, so Bella and I would like to say bye, and I will see you guys next time. One more thing real quick that I forgot to mention to you guys is Dystopian Bookworm on Tumblr has put together a t-shirt that says I'd rather be a book dragon for I think $16 for a crew neck, $19 for a long sleeve shirt and a v-neck with multiple colors, and I will post a link to it down below in the description, but please check it out. I have bought one and they're really cool. She's actually met her goal, so it's not imperative, but they're really awesome shirts, and I think you guys should check it out. So feel free to do that, and I will see you next time.